Yeah, and I don't know how many years the WMIL conference has come down to either Fort Hill or Southern. Last year, Allegheny, of course, being the top team, but a lot of those years it was between these two teams that are playing tonight.
Yeah, and we watched both teams warm up. They're matched up pretty well in size. The Sentinel's a little bit heavier in bulk, but should be a good ball game. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back with more after this.
John Deere knows you're patient. No fortune cookie determines your fate unless it says good things come to those who wait. You're a stickler for reliability, versatility, and financial flexibility. Well, now that you can get the John Deere 2210 compact utility tractor for low introductory payments of just $139 a month, you'll be connecting and removing more than 60 attachments faster than a kid in a candy store. With these low introductory payments, you'll be lacing up those sneakers and sprinting to your nearest John Deere dealer. No doubt you'll be first in line for that test drive. There's nothing like getting everything you want, and nothing runs like a Deere.
Offer ends 2/28/05. Subject to approved credit on John Deere Credit Revolving Plan, a service of FPC Financial FSB. Reduced payments for the first 36 months with 7.9% APR for the entire term. After the first 36 months, payments will be based on 2% of the amount financed. See dealer for details.
Test drive your new John Deere at Mannerham Center, your local John Deere dealer in Mountain Lake Park.
What did your 3 to 5-year-old learn today? If your child attended Renaissance Early Learning Center in Oakland, he probably learned a letter of the alphabet, had story time, painted, and sang songs. Your son is recognizing shapes, colors, and numbers. Your daughter learns manners by visiting a restaurant for lunch and explores books at the library as she learns about teamwork. Good luck and go Rams from Renaissance Early Learning Center, the Little People Place, located on 3rd Street in Oakland, 334-2081.
If you are looking for a great buy on a used car or truck, come see our selection at Team One. We have taken in some mighty fine trades, and these pre-owned models have plenty of life left in them. Don't forget, Team One has the absolute lowest prices on new units too, from Chevrolet, Buick, Pontiac, and GMC. Whether it's a car, truck, or SUV, see Team One, the GM Giant, just minutes from Deep Creek Lake, across from Walmart Supercenter in Oakland. Just look for our giant American flag. Team One and Chevrolet, an American revolution.
92.3 The Train.
Well, we're back at Southern Ohio, just ready before the tip-off tonight. They're introducing the starting lineups for the teams right now. And for the Sentinels, we expect to see Kevin Page, 5'9" senior, at the point guard. Number 11, Jordan Fredisca, 6'2" senior, along with Robert Meckley, a 5'9" senior. And Richie Bladenberg, a 6'4" senior. And rounding out the starting lineup will be Antoine Kyler, a big 6'4" senior. He'll be underneath along with Bladenberg. For the Rams, the starting lineup with our injuries: Corey Bosley, Jimmy Heinball, Chris Miller, Evan Lance, and Corey Tressler. Coach, I saw one bright spot in warm-ups already. It looked like J.D. Plank is dressed now. Certainly not ready to play, I don't think, at least not a lot, because he's been out, but it's just good to see him back in uniform.
Yeah, he's been in street clothes since the beginning of the year from that football injury. He had a knee injury, and I don't think he's practiced yet, but looks like he's cleared. He was going through the warm-ups with the team.
Yeah, and also I talked to Steve Reese, Bradley Reese's dad. He said there's an outside chance he may get to start practicing a little bit tomorrow. Certainly don't think he'll be ready to go by Friday night, but maybe next week he'll be back in action.
Well, that's a step in the right direction. Get that ankle healed up. And one good thing that's happening, Jimmy Heinball getting a little bit of experience. So when Brad Reese comes back, that'll just make this team be a little bit deeper.
Yeah, I thought Jimmy Heinball, Brett DeWitt, Chris Miller, Nathan Harris, Nick Gregg, all really stepped up last week over at Tucker County and really picked up some slack.
I thought they did a great job up at Tucker.
And that was a nice victory over there. And Rams coming off of a loss at the Christmas tournament, and to a very tough St. John's team out of Frederick, bounced back and won one at Tucker County, and it's hard to win over there.
Yeah, it's not a place that Southern's had a lot of success at, is up at Tucker County.
Well, we're just about ready to get underway here at Southern High School. Fort Hill, dressed in all red with white numerals and white trim, are on the court. The Rams in all white with red numerals trimmed in black. And they're on the court. Corey Tressler will step into the center circle. Jordan Frediska will join him. So Frediska, a 6'2 senior. Corey Tressler, a 6'2 senior.
Fort Hill doesn't have anybody that's real big, but they got 8 players that are 6'2 or taller, between that 6'2 and 6'4 range.
Ball's in the air. It's tapped around, controlled by Evan Lance, double team. Ball, so Evan Lance and Robert Meckley will step back in. Meckley at 5'9", Lance at 6'5". So the Rams look to maybe control this tap. Tap is controlled. It goes over to Chris Miller and now to Bosley. Rams on the attack down the left side. Bosley all the way down the baseline. Slips on the end line and goes down and called for traveling.
I hope that's not something that's going to happen. The floor gets some moisture on it because Bosley had his guy beat going down the baseline right in front of the doors, and his feet just went out from under him and he slid out of bounds.
Directly in front of the inside set of double doors over there. Here is Page as he comes down, drops it over for Frediska. Now out top of the key it comes to Kyler. They try to work it underneath, pass knocked away, and Bosley comes up with it for the Rams. Half-court man-to-man defense by the Fort Hill Sentinels. Inside it goes to Lance, and he's fouled right away by Antoine Kyler. Gave him a knee as Lance got the ball. That's foul number 1 on Kyler, first team foul.
Boy, that was kind of a little touch foul, I believe, but
Miller gets it into Tressler. Tressler takes it into the lane, lays it up over, won't go. Rebound. Kyler comes down with it. Boy, it rolled all around the rim, would not fall.
Great move. Just a nice move. He just could not get the ball to go down.
Page to the top of the key. Jimmy Heinball on him. He kicks it over on the left side to Frediska. Down on the baseline. 12-foot jumper put up by Brandenburg is no good. Rebound by Kyler. Back it comes to Brandenburg. Shot up, no good. Rebound is by Tressler. Down court very quickly to Bosley. Bosley takes it into the lane. The little runner up off the glass, no good. Tapped up by Miller, no good. And out comes Page. He'll come down the right side behind the back pass. Over to Frediska. Three-pointer in the air is no good. Rebound is taken away by Kyler. He puts the shot up, no good. Rebound is by Heinball. Tapped away. Gets it down to Miller. Miller shows the ball, puts it up, no good. And Fort Hill back with the rebound.
Lots of action, but not much scoring.
No scoring. 6.5 minutes to go. Page down the baseline. Puts the shot up. It goes, but it will not count. Fouls on Jimmy Heinball. Foul on the floor. So that's first.
Page showed the kind of explosive quickness that he has and made him such a great football player where hardly anybody near you could catch him. Just a quick move and went right around Miller. Heinball.
6:28 to go, no score. Into the lane on the runner is put up by Frediska, no good. Lance comes down with the rebound, gets it to Bosley, down court very quickly. Chris Miller, he puts it up and in.
Well, we heard Coach Bosley in the pregame talk about that. He thought his big man could outrun Fort Hills, and that's exactly what happened.
Rams lead it 2-0. Page takes it in the lane, throws up a wild shot, no good. Rebound by Fort Hill, though. Back out front, it comes to Meckley. Meckley back out to Page. Page for 3. High off the rim, won't go. Rebound by Bosley. Rams back on the attack, into the front court. Bosley bounce pass down low for Miller. It goes off his knee and taken out there by Meckley. He'll come back up, bounce it to Page on the left wing. Page looks against Heinball, brings it back out to Meckley. Over it goes to Kyler. His jumper off the rim, no good. Rebound is put back up and in. That's by Richie Brandenburg, and that's his first basket. 2-2 with 5:22 to play here in the first quarter. Rams to Bosley to make that Tressler on the left wing. They swing it around to Jimmy Heinball on the right wing now. In it goes to Tressler down the lane. Stops, fakes, about a 10-foot jumper. Back to the rim, no good. Rebound is pulled down by Kyler. Outlet pass to Page. Over in the left-hand corner it goes. Three-pointer in the air, missed everything. That was by Meckley. Rebound tapped out of bounds. It'll be Fort Hill basketball.
That's tough to rebound that kind that doesn't touch anything and came off short, and the Rams weren't able to corral it.
Fredisco will inbound off the baseline. They work it out front to Page. Back underneath to Fredisco. Over it comes to Brandenburg. Back out to Page. He takes it down the lane, throws up the runner. Around the rim won't go. Chris Miller is up to get the rebound. Bounce pass goes out to Bosley. Rams very quickly back up court. Over it goes to Heinball. Heinball down the lane for the layup. 4-2 Southern.
And the Rams scoring both their points in transition, which is a little bit unusual for Southern.
Fredisco on the left wing. Back out between the circles to Page. Over the right side to Meckley. Whistle, illegal pick underneath, and that is by Richie Brandenburg, I believe. That's his first personal, second team foul against the Sentinels. Sort of a moving screen. He just wouldn't get out of the way, I guess, basically. Mosley works against Meckley as he brings it into the front court. Spin dribbles down the left side of the lane all by himself. Has the layup, puts it up and in.
Just a set play to screen for him, and he drove all the way to the basket.
The Rams lead at 6-2 now with 4:04 to play here in the first quarter. Page has it top of the key on the near side to Meckley. He'll take it down the right side of the lane. Stop, 15-foot jumper. Short, no good. Mosley on the rebound. Had it knocked away, dove for it, and before he could save it, he was out of bounds. 3:51 to go, 6-2. The Rams lead it. Fort Hill has the basketball.
Brett DeWitt enters the ball game in place of Chris Miller.
Fort Hill shooting 1 of 12 from the field so far, they tell us. Inbound pass comes to Meckley. Meckley works against Mosley to the near side. Bounce pass goes down in the corner to Page. Page puts up the three-pointer, rolls around the rim, no good. Rebound underneath by Brandenburg. He puts it back up and in.
And both the buckets that Fort Hill has gotten have been off offensive rebounds.
And we have a 6-4 ball game. Mosley works it once again into the front court through the center circle. Down to Heinball, baseline, stops, fakes, puts up the jumper, good. Jimmy Heinball right down the baseline, got a screen down there from, I believe it was Miller, and he put it up and in. Well, couldn't have been, had to be DeWitt. Anyway, it goes over on the right side to Meckley. Back out front to Page between the circles. Over on the left side, once again to Meckley. Down low to Brandenburg. He throws one up off the baseline, no good. Rebound underneath is by Kyler. He puts it back up, no good. This time the rebound by the Rams. Up court comes Heinball. Gets it to Lance. Over on the left wing to Tressler. Tressler takes it down the baseline. Fakes, stops, now puts up the runner. Rolls around, won't go. Lance taps it back up, won't go. And the rebound by Fort Hill's Antoine Kyler. Gets it out to Page. Page down to the top of the key. Back to Fredisco. Right down below us. Out front it goes to Meckley. 2:29 to play in the first quarter. Rams lead 8-4. Bounce pass goes inside. And a nice give and go to Fredisco. Fredisco has the layup. And it's 8-6. Down court to Tressler very quickly. Tressler goes baseline. Puts it up. Count the basket. He's fouled.
That was a tough move. He actually was kind of 1 against 3 or 2 against 3, and he just took it to the baseline. There was a lot of contact, and he was strong enough to finish the play.
Foul on number 30, Richard Brandenburg, and that is his second. 3-point attempt here for Tressler. He puts it up. It's good. Rams lead at 11-6. Into the ball game now comes Ryan Fouts, the 6'1 sophomore. Page brings the ball up with 2:10 to play in the first quarter. Works against Nick Gregg. Has to pick up the dribble. Flies it over on the right side to Fredisco on the wing. Back out it comes to Meckley. Over to Page. Page has the three-pointer. It's good.
I think they're just giving him the three-pointer because they don't think anybody's quick enough to stay with him if they're on him tight.
Yep, Mosley dribbles back into the front court. Puts up the layup. Won't go. Just short. Rebound is pulled down by Brandenburg. He gets it to Page. Page back to Brandenburg. 15-foot jumpers around the rim, won't go. Tressler high up to get the rebound. Rams back on the attack. 1:30 to play. Goes to Gregg down in the corner inside to Lance. Lance has it knocked away. Mosley's there. Puts it high off the glass. It's good. Corey Mosley arched that one. Got the bank. And it's 13-9 Southern with 1:15 to play. Here's Page into the lane and goes up, down. Oh, he traveled. They call a block.
Well, he left his feet, had nowhere to go with the pass, had no shot. He just tried to throw the ball up and kind of got bailed out. Not much of a foul, but it was called.
Yep, totally out of control and got to call. Into the ball game is
that last foul was on Brett DeWitt.
Yeah, Brett DeWitt picks up the foul. That's his first. Nathan Harris comes in for the Ram lineup. Here is Wilson, gets the ball to Pradiska inside, shot put up under there, and that's by Kyler, and it's good. Under a minute to play, 13-11 now. Harris gets the inbound pass, gets it back to Mosley, and the Rams are back on the attack. Mosley takes it down the left side. Now he has a baseline stop, puts up the runner, no good. Rebound tapped around. Page comes down with it. A 1-on-3 break. Over it goes to Pradiska. He tried to throw it back to Page and threw it out of bounds.
Boy, they had a 3-on-1, and if you're a coach, that drives you crazy. Just good passing, and you should get a layup or a foul.
3 turnovers for the Sentinels here in the first quarter. Rams lead by 2 now, 13-11 with 36 seconds on the clock.
Watch Mosley try to take this to the basket on a drive.
He'll take it down the right side. Pick gets a pick. Goes around, down the lane. Stoss puts it up. Good, you called it. Mosley with 6 points. Just took it coast to coast. 15-11. Here's Page now as he comes back down court. Picks up his dribble, kicks it out. Now down it goes on the left side to Kyler. Kyler has it knocked out of bounds. Last touch, they say, by the Rams, so Fort Hill will get it back. Substitution, Chris Miller back into the lineup for Corey Mosley. 10 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Here comes Justin Morrill into the lineup, and he's in for Kyler. And the inbound pass comes into Wilson, out to Page. 7 seconds, takes it down the lane, tries to throw something up, no good. Rebound is pulled down underneath. And with that, the first quarter comes to an end. Brett DeWitt came down with it and wisely just held on to it as he was double teamed. End of the first quarter, 15-11 Southern. We'll be back after this.
Putting quality gas in your tank is smart, and filling up at your local Mobil or BP Amoco gas station is even smarter. Why? Because BP Amoco and Mobil gasoline keeps your engine clean and running smooth. Stop today and fill up with quality BP Amoco and Mobil gasoline distributed by Peters Fuel Corporation, Oakland. And call Peters Fuel Corporation for your next home heating oil fill-up. Quality service, dependability, and free delivery, too. With over 47 years of service, they're a name to trust. Peters Fuel Corporation, Liberty Street, Oakland. Call 334-2509.
92.3, The Train.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Sheriff Dick Sanders and the Garrett County Sheriff's Department, who remind you to be cool, stay in school, and say no to drugs and alcohol. Also brought to you by the Terra Bank with locations in Oakland and Terra Alta, and by the Garrett County Memorial Hospital, where they give quality care close to home. Fort Hill will get the ball back to start the second quarter. Rams lead at 15-11.
You saw the quickness that Page has that quarter. The Rams are pretty much saying, you got to prove to us you can hit that outside jumper consistently, because he's too quick for anybody to be on tight.
Down on the baseline, it goes to Wilson. He tries to work it inside. It's kicked out of bounds. Fort Hill will get it back as Jordan Pradiska will inbound off the baseline. Looking for the pass, drops it back deep to Page. Page for 3, off the rim, won't go. Rebound tapped around, ran down by Pradiska out front. Back to Page. Page takes a look at the bench, get the next play call. They lob it down inside to Wilson. He tries to go baseline over the left side, works the ball back over to Fouts. Fouts back to Page. He shoots an air ball and misses everything, goes out of bounds, but they tap it back into Tressler. Tressler to Mosley. Mosley goes over to Heinball on the left wing, back out front to Tressler. 7:20 to play in the half. Here is Mosley on the right wing. Looks down low for Lance. Instead goes to Heinball at the top of the key. Bounce pass on the baseline. Lance couldn't get there, and it goes out of bounds.
Just led him a little bit too much, and actually had a bad angle to feed the high post. Need to take 1 or 2 more dribbles, and that pass would have probably went in right into him.
Both teams with 3 turnovers here in the first half so far. 15-11, Rams lead by 4. Fort Hill has the basketball. Meckley will bring it into the front court against Heinball. Over on the left side, it comes to Fouts. Fouts lobs the pass inside to Brandenburg. He puts it up and in. Richie Brandenburg, 6 points on the evening. All of Fort Hill's points have come, I guess there was 1 3-pointer. The rest of them have been on layups. 15-13, Rams by 2. Bosley in the corner, back out front to Tressler. Tressler takes it to the left side. Still dribbling the basketball out near the center circle, over the right wing to Lance. Lance back to Miller. Miller takes it in the lane, can't get the shot. Tressler, 17-foot jumper, in and out, will not go. Rebound by Kyler. Outlet pass comes out to Meckley for Fort Hill. He works against Heinball and takes about 3 steps, and they call him for traveling.
I think the Rams have played pretty well, but the thing that I think they need to improve on is their offensive. They've given up too many offensive rebounds, and that's the way that Fort Hill has scored a lot of their buckets.
15-13, here's Tressler on the right side to the top of the key to Lance. Lance, jumper off the baseline from about 12 feet is good.
Boy, he starts hitting that shot, then he's really going to be hard to handle.
Evan Lance with his first basket of the night. 17-13 Southern. Just under 6 minutes to play. Now it comes to Brandenburg. Brandenburg tries to pass it back outside and throws it out of bounds. Whoa, they're going to say it was the last touch by Southern.
I think he got a piece of the ball, but I thought that Fort Hill threw it after that.
Well, they're going to get it back anyway.
Here's Gregg into the ball game. And for Jimmy Heinball.
Frediska back into the Fort Hill lineup. Inbound pass comes into Meckley. 17-13 Southern. Meckley out front. Bounce pass taken away on nice anticipation by Bosley. He goes to Gregg. Gregg for the layup, won't go. Tapped up by Lance, won't go. Fort Hill back on the attack, 2-on-2. And a shot put up down there is good. That's by Robert Meckley.
That's a 4-point play because the Rams had a breakaway layup and didn't convert and then gave a layup the other direction.
17-15, Tressler on the left wing, takes it in the lane, kicks it to Lance, top of the key, right side it comes to Gregg. Gregg bounce pass to Tressler, left side of the lane, takes it down, and the whistle and the foul, he'll shoot 2.
Boy, he really got hacked, but the referee underneath didn't call it. He got a late call from out front.
Foul was on Jordan Frediska. Corey Tressler will shoot 2. Rams lead by 2. Now 3 as Tressler makes good on the first of 2. Comes Heinball back into the lineup for Nick Gregg.
You saw Page go out, and they've got Jimmy Heinball matched up with him. So as soon as he went out, they gave Jimmy Heinball a rest.
Tressler misses the second. Rebound is run down by Chris Miller. Back out front to Heinball. Now to Bosley. He'll take it down the lane. Stop, puts it up. Will not go, and a rebound by Frediska. Outlet pass goes to Page on the right side. He lobs it cross court. 3-pointer, make that a 2-pointer in the air, no good. Rebound by Brandenburg, and he knocks Miller to the floor, but puts it up and in.
He's got 8 points, and that's the guy the Rams have not been able to keep off the glass. He scored, I think, 3 of those baskets off putbacks.
18-17, Rams by 1 now with 4.5 minutes to play. Here's Heinball down the right side of the lane. Now he has to back off behind the arc. And it goes to Lance. Now over. Here's a 3-ball in the air. Corey Tressler hits a 3 from the left side and gives the Rams back that 4-point lead. That was a sort of a straight dart shot, but it went in. Frediska on the right wing tries to lob it inside. Antoine Kyler pushes off and doesn't get there. Fort Hill commits turnover number 6.
Luckily for the Rams, that ball was thrown too far because they cleared out the help side. There was no one to play the backside of that lob.
Bosley works against Page, gets it to Miller on the left wing. Tries to work it in, the ball knocked away. Page has it behind the back dribble. Over on the left side, it comes to Meckley, back out to Page for 3, and it's good. So Kevin Page hits his second 3 of the night. We're back to a 1-point game, 21-20. Mosley over on the right side to Heinball. Heinball takes a couple of dribbles, passes it over to Tressler. Tressler back to Heinball. Heinball, 16-foot jumper. Around the rim won't go. Page in a rebound. He forces it down court. Knocked away from behind very nicely by Chris Miller, but it goes out of bounds.
He just hit it a little bit too hard. He weaseled him just like you're supposed to if the guy's in front of you. See a difference in the defensive assignments for Fort Hill. Now they've put Page on Corey Bosley, and they're going to use him to try to pressure the ball a little bit.
Ball comes out front to Meckley. Over to Frediska. He has a little 15-foot jumper's good. And now Fort Hill takes their first lead of the game at 22-21 with 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Bosley gets it to Heinball over on the left side. Heinball, bounce pass goes inside to Lance. Back out to Heinball, down the baseline. Has the layup, no good. Lance on the rebound. Jump ball called. And it'll be Ram basketball. Nick Gregg back into the lineup. Corey Tressler comes out. Bosley will inbound off the baseline. Looks for the pass. Gets it to Heinball in the corner. Out it comes to Lance. Now to Gregg. Over to Heinball between the circles. 2:45 to play. Over to Gregg. Gregg skip pass cross court to Bosley. Bosley with the fake. Faked again. Puts up the shot across the rim. No good. Gregg has the rebound. Gets it to Miller. Miller comes in, puts it up to the left hand, no good. And the rebound is by Frediska, and he's fouled by Corey Bosley. That's Bosley's first, only the third team foul against the Rams.
On a night like this, when you got a very quick point guard like Page for Fort Hill, one thing the Rams can't afford is for Corey Bosley to get into foul trouble, or they're going to have a hard time getting the ball off the floor.
Here's Page as he brings it into the front court. Stops top of the key, fires up a three-pointer, no good. Lance has the rebound. Outlet pass to Bosley. He takes it down court on the left side, picks up the dribble, gets it back to Heinball. Over on the right side, Corey Tressler for three. Off the rim, won't go. Rebound underneath, Brett DeWitt puts it back up, won't go. Rebound by Page. Page up the left side. Is down against Heinball, takes it into the lane, and Heinball, whoa, it's a traveling violation against Page.
Well, what happened is he made a quick cut, and Heinball tried to go with him, and Heinball fell down, and then Page tripped over him.
Yeah. Well, the Rams get it back. They trail by one, just under 2 minutes to play in the half. Here is Heinball out to the top of the key to Tressler. Over to Brett DeWitt, down in the corner to Bosley. Bosley bounce pass inside. Lance puts the shot up, good. Nice move by Kevin Lance. Went to the right, or to the left rather, against Kyler. Rams lead now 23-22, a minute and a half to go here in the first. Back out it comes to Page. Page down the lane, has it knocked away by Bosley. It's on the floor. Somehow Page dribbles out with it, puts up a wild shot, high up off the rim, won't go. Rebound fought for, out of bounds. Last touch by Fort Hill. The Rams get it back.
Page gets in, he's so quick he can get into paint anytime he wants to. And the shots aren't going in, but it's tough to rebound because everybody's collapsed on him and they don't have time to get back to box out their own assignment.
Yeah, and also his shots are very unconventional. He just throws them up there and hopes something will happen. Here's DeWitt out front to Bosley, about a 12-foot jumper, throws it up, puts it in.
Well, he went up for the shot and then saw it was going to get blocked, so he brought it back down again, kind of hoopty-dooed it and threw it from the hip and had the soft touch, and it went in.
Rams lead 25-22 now, 50 seconds to go here in the first half. Over in the right corner, the pass goes to Fouts. Inside to Page, reverse layup is up and in. 8 points on the night for Page. 25-24, 1 point ball game. Bosley brings it into the front court. Handoff goes to Heinball. Heinball dribbles out of it, takes it down the lane, gets it over to DeWitt, back to Heinball. 25 seconds, back out front to Bosley. Bosley with 20 seconds to DeWitt, inside to Lance, back to DeWitt. In the corner it goes to Heinball, back to DeWitt, out to Tressler now with 10 seconds on the clock. Tressler takes it down the lane, loses control, but a reach-around foul. And let's see who it's on.
It's got to be on Frediska, I think.
Frediska, and that's number 2 on him. Only the 5th team foul, so it's an out of bounds with 7.6 to go. See if the Rams can get a quick basket here before the half. Heinball inbounds, gets it to Bosley, a fake, he puts it up, too hard, won't go, rebound is tapped around, and the ball comes down to Ferdiska. Ball's in the air. Good if it goes. It does not go. And with that, our first half comes to an end. The Rams lead it 25-24, but it's a close ball game all the way through.
Hey, it is. The Rams had a 4 or 5 point lead. That's been the biggest lead they've had.
Yeah, it was 15-11 at the quarter, and I think the Rams got up to a 5-point lead at one time. But Fort Hill fighting back and going to halftime with the Rams leading by 1. We'll be back with our halftime show after this.
And John.
Here's Jordan Ferdiska. He's sitting in the stands right now. And I don't even know where the other guy is. Where'd he go? Oh, it's Page right down below us. All right, now we're about ready to get underway. The fourth quarter. Yeah, the third quarter. And here we go. Page gets the inbound pass. Works against Heinball. Over it goes to Ferdiska. On the front it comes to Meckley. Back over to Ferdiska, left side. Rams in their half-court man-to-man defense. They swing it over on the near side. 15-foot jumper put up short, no good. Chris Miller on the rebound. Robert Meckley had the shot, came up short.
Fort Hill was very patient.
Mosley inside to Lance. Lance puts it up, won't go. Bladenberg was there. Lance got the shot off.
Boy, a lot of contact on that play.
Down court it comes to Ferdiska. Back to Brandenburg. Brandenburg down on the baseline. Picks up the ball. Gets it back out to Page in the front court. No score here yet. Here's the lob pass. Goes inside to Meckley. Back out it comes to Kyler. He has the shot. Long rebound, though. Back to Kyler. Kyler comes down. A whistle and a foul called. I think that's against Tressler. I'm not sure.
Could have been one or two guys.
It was Corey Tressler with his first team foul. Foul was on the floor. Nope, they're going to say he was shooting. So Antoine Kyler puts the first one up, rolls it around, and drops it in. And that ties our score at 25 with 7:07 to go here. In the third quarter, Kyler hits the second. Fort Hill back on top by 1. Mosley, Page comes up to pick him up right away.
And he's really picked up the pressure on Mosley.
Gets it into the front court. Over it goes to Heinball on the right wing. Heinball looking, takes a couple of dribbles to the top of the key, backs off, gets it over to Mosley on the left wing. Inside it goes to Lance. Lance with a color dribble, a little short turnaround, no good, gets his own rebound, has it knocked away though. Ferdiska comes out with it. Well, we can see what they talked about.
Went into him twice, got good looks, got bumped a little bit both times and could not finish it.
Here's Brandenburg back out to Meckley, to Page, top of the key, back to Meckley on the right wing. Inside to Brandenburg, he puts it up, no good. Rebound tapped around, and out with it comes Jimmy Heinball, gets it to Mosley. Mosley down the left side, into the corner, bounce pass inside to Lance. Lance kicks it back out. Corey Tressler for 3, in and out, won't go. Rebound to Kyler. Kyler gets it out to Meckley. Meckley takes it all the way down, puts it up and in. Pretty well coast to coast, and Fort Hill with their biggest lead of the night at 28-25.
The Rams, 3 good looks this half, none of them dropped.
Mosley works against Page, down into the corner. Inside it goes, Chris Miller, fake, puts up the shot, rolls it around the rim, won't go. Kyler gets the rebound for Fort Hill, and they're back on the attack. Out it comes to Meckley on the left side. Meckley to Page at the top of the key. Takes a couple of dribbles into the elbow, puts up the 15-foot jumper, missed everything. Brandenburg, though, reaches over top, grabs the rebound, puts it back up and in. Didn't touch anybody, just reached over and got it.
Just went right over the top of Chris Miller and got the rebound and put it back in, that height advantage.
Fort Hill by 5, 30-25. Chris Miller, jumper off the baseline, rolls it around and in. So Chris Miller breaks the ice. 30-27 now, 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Here comes Page walking into the front court. Left side, it comes to Meckley. Meckley goes inside, the ball knocked away, picked up by Heinball. Outlet pass to Mosley. Mosley down court, over it goes to Lance. Lance with the fake, puts it up and in. Rams right back, 30-29 now, 4:30 to play here in the third quarter. Meckley comes out, gets the ball, stops, gets it to Brandenburg. 15-foot jumper off the elbows, high off the rim, won't go. Rebound by Meckley. He turns around, puts up the 12-foot jumper, no good. Mosley with the rebound. Picks up the dribble, and Page steals the pass as he tries to bounce pass it around him. Stops, puts the 3 ball in and out, won't go. Rebound by Corey Tressler. Tressler back out to Heinball. Rams back on the attack. Into the front court. Ball knocked away. And out of bounds. Last touch by Fort Hill. The Rams will get it back.
And you can see Fort Hill's starting to pick up the pressure, picking up full court in their man, and just trying to put a lot of more pressure on the basketball than they did the first half.
4 minutes to go in the third quarter. 30-29. Fort Hill on top by 1. Mosley with the basketball for the Rams. Spin dribbles, takes it down the lane, drops it off over there to Brett DeWitt. Oh, it will not fall for him. Rolled all around the rim. He's fouled. He'll shoot 2.
Just great penetration by Corey Mosley. Took the ball right to the basket and forced the help side to pick him up, and then dumped it off to the guy that was open. Brett DeWitt just couldn't quite get it to go down.
DeWitt will shoot 2. First one's up. Good. Brett DeWitt ties it at 30 with 3:52 to go. Here is Nathan Wilson into the lineup for Fort Hill. DeWitt with the ball back. Ready, the shot's in the air, it's good. So the Rams take the lead back. They were down 5, came back to lead it 31-30 now with 3:50 to go in the third quarter. Here's Kevin Page down the right side. Heinball picks him up, throws it to Pradiska in the corner. Pradiska back out front to Wilson. Wilson from the top of the key. It'll be a 2 if it goes. No good. Rebound underneath by Brett DeWitt. DeWitt gets it out to Heinball, and the Rams are into the front court. Heinball takes it down the right side, gets it back to Mosley. Mosley works against Page, goes around to pick, drops it off to Tressler over on the left wing. Tressler feeds it inside to Lance. Lance with the fake, and trying to get the ball up against against Brandenburg, traveled. That's the second turnover for the Rams.
I really think that Lance can shoot the ball right over, and he wouldn't have to fake like that.
With that, Todd Eric of Fort Hill wants a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here and remind you tonight's game is brought to you in part by Sheriff Dick Sanders and the Garrett County Sheriff's Department, who remind you to be cool, stay in school, and say no to drugs and alcohol. Well, Rams got down by 5 very alertly, though, got back, and now they lead by 1.
You know, when they were down by 5, I wasn't that concerned because they got about 4 straight great looks. Inside shots, a wide open jumper for Corey Tressler, and they just didn't fall. You know, if you get that kind of shot, you're going to score.
You can see at halftime they decided to try to get the ball into Lance, and Lance had a couple of good looks, just couldn't get the ball to drop for him. Here's Fort Hill on the attack now as the clock's down near 3 minutes to go. Kevin Page picks it up at the top of the key. It's over on the left side it goes. Ball's loose on the floor, picked up underneath by Lance, and Lance drops it off to Mosley. Back on the attack, down the right side. He'll take it to the foul line, drop it to Lance. Over on the left side, it comes to Tressler. Tressler back to Mosley. Mosley, skip pass, goes over to Heinball. He takes it down the lane, puts up the layup. Good! Faked everywhere and put it up and in. Rams by 3, 33-30. Here it comes to the right side with Page. Down in the corner to Pradiska. Bobbed inside, taken away. Brett DeWitt, coast to coast, comes down, has the layup. It's good. Brett DeWitt, coast to coast on the steal. Now the Rams lead by 5. Here's Page back. He fires up a 3. High off the rim, no good. Lance up to get the rebound, drops it back to Mosley. Rams back on the attack. Over on the right side to Tressler. He works against Pradiska. Back to Lance. Left side it comes to Heinball. Heinball bounce pass to Tressler. Goes over to Mosley on the right wing. Mosley takes it down, stops. 14-foot jumper short. Rebound tapped around. Whistle, foul called. It's going to go against Corey Mosley, I believe.
That's his second, and it was called for going over the back.
That is the second team foul against the Rams. We're down to 1:58 to go. Rams lead by 5, 35-30. Fort Hill is on the attack as here comes Kevin Page. against Heinball. Bounce pass to Verdiska on the right corner. Back out front. They swing it around to Page on the left side. Back out to Wilson. Wilson down low to Fouts. Fouts works the ball over to Tyler. Tyler back over. Wilson has the layup. Won't go. Rebound underneath, though. Shot put up. Lance blocks it. Comes back out to Pradiska. Now it goes to Page. Page can't get the shot as he works it back out. Under a minute and a half to play. Go ahead.
Man-to-man almost looks like a zone. They got everybody collapsed inside so far for the Rams.
They work it into Kyler. His shot's blocked. Goes out. Kyler gets the rebound. Puts it back up and in.
But the problem is they gave the Rams good defense, stopped Fort Hill, but they got 4 offensive rebounds and finally scored. They shot till they put it in. The Rams are going to have to rebound better.
35-32. Skip pass to Heinball over on the right wing. Heinball gets it inside to Bosley in the lane. Bosley drops it down to Lance. Lance, little short turnaround, puts it up and in.
He just a little baby hooked it right in. Great move.
Rams by 5, 37-32, 46 seconds on the clock. Page comes down the right side, behind the back pass, over in the corner to Wilson. Back out front it comes. Shot put up down there by Fouts is no good. Corey Tressler high up to get the rebound, 35 seconds on the clock. He pushes it into the front court, takes it into the lane, gets it to Lance, back to Bosley. 27 seconds on the clock.
I think you'll see the Rams hold for 1.
Out it goes to Tressler. Now to Heinball, 20 seconds on the clock. Heinball, couple of dribbles, back to Bosley with 16. Out it goes to DeWitt. Now back to Bosley with 10. He'll try to get the pick and does. Takes it around, stops, puts up the shot. Blocking foul should be, and it is. Bosley will shoot 2 as the foul goes on Ryan Fouts. His first.
Rams just spread the floor, and as the time was running down, Corey Tressler went over and set a screen on Page. Bosley used that screen and he went right down the lane, and when the help side slid over, was too slow in getting there, and he drew the foul.
Corey will shoot 2. First one is on the way. It's good.
It's his first point of the second half.
38-32. Rams in front by 6 now. 4.7 on the clock. Second shot's up. It's also good. 39-32. Bosley will come out. Nick Gregg will go in. And the Rams will press full court, try to not let them get the shot off. Here goes to Fouts. Here's a shot off the baseline, no good. And with that, our third quarter comes to an end. And the Rams move out to a 7-point lead, 39-32. We'll be back after this.
When buying a pair of shoes, you want the best fit possible. When you buy New Balance, the best fit possible goes beyond shoe size. The better your shoes fit, the more comfortable you will be, the better you will perform, and the more you will enjoy yourself. See the selection of New Balance athletic shoes at Stompers on Route 135. Whether you need a cross trainer, running, or just a comfortable shoe, New Balance has a shoe for you in a variety of widths, ranging from AA to Quad E. Stompers in Mountain Lake Park, across from Tressler Auto Electric.
92.3, The Train.
Well, we're back, and Coach Rams started out that quarter a little bit slow. They tried to work it in, missed a couple of short shots, and then came back and outscored Fort Hill 14-8.
They got some great looks inside Devin Lance. They didn't fall, and they had a couple times where they threw it into him. Fort Hill collapsed on him. He kicked it outside for a wide open jump shot, and they didn't fall. But when you're getting that kind of good shots, normally you're going to come back and score, and that's what happened. Sooner or later, the percentages catch up with you, and the Rams got some good looks.
We move into the start. It comes into Corey Bosley, and here we go. Bosley against Page, picks up the dribble, bounce. On the left wing, back out top of the key, Tressler. He'll take it down the lane, puts up the little runner. Good. Corey Tressler, nice drive down the right side. 41-32. Page into the corner. Pass goes to Fouts. Fouts gets the ball back over in the corner. Now they go inside to Brandenburg. Brandenburg puts it up, puts it in.
He's very awkward looking, but he's strong and very effective inside, and he's the guy that's hurt the Rams about as much as anybody.
41-34. Here's Tressler, jumper off the baseline. Corey Tressler from 15.
Two tough moves in a row. Those are tough shots that he had. That was a step-back jumper, which is really tough.
43 up a 3, and it's good. Oh, can't get it inside. Comes back out to Bosley. Over to Lance at the high post now. To Tressler. Tressler takes it in the lane, stops. Little 15-foot jumper. Won't go. Whistle. They say it hit the superstructure.
I don't think it did.
I don't either. I think Junior's seeing things. Anyway, it's Fort Hill basketball. Fort Hill trails by 6, 43-37. We're down to 6:15 to go. Here's Page. Over to Fredisca. They try to work it inside and do. Inside, the shot's put up by Kyler. It's good, and he's fouled.
Good. They were fronting Kyler down low, and the help side was right behind him, and that's a tough lob. They threw the ball right where they needed to, and Kyler with a good catch in traffic.
Brett DeWitt, I believe, got the foul. Nope, went on Evan Lance. That's his second. So a timeout on the court. I haven't seen any indication it's a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. 6:07 to go. Kyler with a chance to bring this back to a 3-point game.
Hey, it's anybody's ball game, and I think both teams are playing pretty well. It's a well-played ball game. Fort Hill, you know, they're big and strong inside. They've kind of hurt the Rams on the boards. Got Page's quickness, and it just seems the Rams get a little lead, and Fort Hill comes right back in. They're a very drilled, well-coached team.
Well, the 30-second timeout comes to an end. Antoine Kyler, the 6'4 senior, goes to the free throw line. He's 2 for 2 on the evening. He's at the free throw line to our right, or at the scoreboard, the main scoreboard end. Gets the ball now, and here we go. Back into action. The shot's up. No good. Short. Rebound by Evan Lance. Gets it to Bosley. Bosley working against Page. Spin dribbles left. Gets into the front court. Now spin dribbles right. Picks it up. Gets it to Heinball. Heinball works out front. He's working against Meckley. Backs off. And gets the pass to Bosley. Bosley loose down the lane. Stops. Little short jumper. No good. Rebound tapped around. And it's finally picked up down there by Kyler. Here's Page. He comes down, bounces it off his knee, charges. What do we got? Double dribble before the foul. So the Rams will get it back.
Well, that makes the call easy, because that's one of those that could have went either way, you know, a charge or a block.
Out of control either way, and double dribbled on the way in.
Right now, you can just see Page is trying his best. He's looking for a pick right here. He's going to try to pick.
Page reaches in, commits the foul.
And he did to get the ball, but got a little bit of the arm, too. I could see that coming.
That's Page's first personal, 4th team foul. Both teams with 4 team fouls. Page has a nice attitude. Inbound comes to Bosley. He takes it down the baseline, fakes, puts up the shot, rolls it in somehow. There's no idea how that one got to the basket. Rams lead at 45-39. Page walks the ball up court, into the front court, works against Heinball. Down in the corner it goes to Meckley. Now over to Brandenburg. 15-footer is good.
That's the first outside shot he's hit, but I'd still sooner have him out there than I would right around the basket where he's hurt the Rams.
45-41. Bosley against Page. Gets it over on the left side. The Heinball back to Bosley. Bosley takes it in. Inside it goes to Lance. Lance with a little short jumper is good.
Just good work right there in the Rams. Page taking chances, trying for steals, and the Rams took advantage of that to get a good look.
4.5 minutes to go. 47-41 Southern. Page over on the right side. Now it comes to Brandenburg at the foul line. Drives down the lane. Little jump stop. Puts it up and in. Richie Brandenburg.
He's got 16 points. He's really hurting the Rams.
He's keeping the Sentinels into this. Here's a whistle and a foul against Meckley. Number 2 on him. Number 5 against the Sentinels.
I think this is going to be the biggest key of the ball game. Can the Rams keep playing without turning the ball over? Because you're going to see Fort Hill, as the game gets close to the end, are going to put more and more pressure on the ball, and they got some quick kids.
Here's Corey as he goes down, ball blocked by Brandenburg. Whistle, jump ball. It'll be Fort Hill basketball. Evan Lance in against Antoine Kyler, and they tied it up. Fort Hill will get it back. 4:05 to play. Rams by 4, 47-43. Page walks it up front. Clock goes under 4 minutes. They lob it inside to Kyler. He's double teamed. Gets it back out. Ball stolen away by Heinball. And Heinball will bring it into the front court. Down in the corner it goes to DeWitt. DeWitt tries to get the shot up. And what do they say? Jump ball. Rams will get it back.
It's a long pass, three-quarters court pass to DeWitt right in the baseline. He got caught underneath too far to shoot it.
Yeah.
Really couldn't find anybody to throw it to. If they don't call it a jump ball on that, he gets, it's out of bounds off Southern.
Inbound pass comes into Lance. Now to Bosley in the corner to Tressler. Tressler goes in, gets everybody up. Ball blocked from behind by Frediska. And it comes out, picked up by DeWitt. Now Frediska has it. Now it's on the floor. And what do we got? Well, they say DeWitt was out of bounds. And let's see. Wait a minute, we got some officials calling it both ways. Officials talking things over right below us.
I'm not sure. I think Coach Bosley, wanted a backcourt.
All right, didn't matter. Fort Hill got the basketball. 3.5 minutes to play. Here's Page. He stops, fires up a three. Around the rim won't go. Lance has the rebound. Pulls it down, gets it out to Bosley. Bosley comes down with the left hand. Over it comes to Heinball. Back to Bosley, to Lance. Over on the right side to Tressler. Takes it into the elbow. Lobs it inside to Lance. Lance double team. Comes back out. Gets it to Bosley out front. 3 minutes on the clock. Bosley spin dribbles, picks it up, gets it to Lance. Lance goes in and is mugged underneath, and they call a jump ball.
Boy, the help side came over. There's a lot of contact, and it was pretty tight, really. But, yeah, they're letting them play inside, and it kind of, I think, helps Fort Hill a little more than Southern, because they're a little bit stronger inside physically.
Well, they got 2 6'4s in there, and they double team and pinch you in between. There's not much you can do. Meckley into the corner, gets it into Brandenburg. His shot's put up. It goes, and he's fouled. So Brandenburg is the difference for Fort Hill. 32, that's the third foul on Evan Lance. Brandenburg, the only thing right now keeping Fort Hill in the ball game is he's just so strong underneath. Has a chance for the three-point play. Puts it up. It's good. Down to a 1-point ball game. 47-46. 2:43 to go. Bosley works it into the front court. Bounce pass goes over in the left side to Miller. Miller inside to Lance. Back out to Tressler. Tressler takes it into the lane. Has the shot. Puts it up. Won't go. Gets his own rebound. Fakes. Puts it back up again. Tapped the basket. He's fouled.
Just a great one-on-one effort from Tressler. Took the ball to the basket, did not have a good look. Just kind of shot it soft off the glass so he could get the own rebound, and then he ended up putting it in and drawing the foul.
Antoine Kyler got the foul. Corey Tressler got the basket. And a three-point play as he puts it up and in. 50-46, Rams back to a 4-point lead. 2:20 to go in the ball game. Here comes Page. Over on the left side, it goes to Meckley. Inside to Kyler, back to Meckley, over to Page. He fires up a three. High off the rim, no good. Rebound is on the floor. And Bosley double, triple teamed, and Brandenburg finally, Coach Bosley calls the timeout.
Well, Corey got the rebound in traffic, Corey Bosley did, and really looked like he didn't have anywhere to go. But just as he burst out of there, Coach Bosley called a timeout. Looks like a turnover waiting to happen.
2:02 to go in the ball game. Rams lead at 50-46. We'll be right back.
You're safer with Schaefer.
Schaefer Ford Sales, Route 219 North at Oakland, where vehicles cost less.
92.3, The Train.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Sheriff Dick Sanders, the Garrett County Sheriff's Department, who remind you to be cool, stay in school, say no to drugs and alcohol, and also by the Terra Alta Bank, with locations in Oakland and Terra Alta, and also by the Garrett County Memorial Hospital, where they give quality care close to home.
I expect to see Fort Hill really come out and try to put the pressure on the basketball and try to get a steal.
And they're setting up, and out comes Kyler. In comes the sophomore, Ryan Fouts, for Fort Hill. Looks like a 2-2-1 zone press and a trap. Rams are set up and ready for it. Evan Lance will inbound off the baseline with 2 minutes to play.
They're just picking up man-to-man, full-court man-to-man pressure.
They get it into Bosley. He'll work against Page, gets it into the front court, takes it down the lane, fakes, puts it up off the glass, and puts it in.
And he had Page all over him and took the ball up and was able to finish that off. That's a great play.
52-46. Here's Meckley down court. Gets it in the corner. Shot put up down there, no good. Rebound, Corey Bosley for the Rams.
Corey Bosley doing a little bit of everything, along with Evan Lance, who has a double-double on the night, 10 rebounds, 10 points.
Page reaches in, no foul. Bosley, though, gets away from him, takes it down the lane, fakes. There's the foul. That goes on Antoine Kyler, and that's 3.
Bosley got the ball in under the basket and just did that pump fake, which we've seen him do so many times. Got the defense leaning up over him and then made sure there was contact.
Corey will shoot 2. 1:27 to go. Rams lead at 52-46. And now 53-46. Bosley makes good on the front. Big free throws right here. Second one up. Looks good. It is good. Whistle. Timeout. 30-second timeout called. I think Southern called that, and we see the Fort Hill players talking to the officials, trying to beg for a call. They're not going to get it. What they're doing is saying Corey's showing the ball, and I jump up and he hits me. Well,
Corey is initiating a contact, but what the defense has to do, you got to have your hands straight up.
Right.
If you have your hands forward, that's a foul.
Right. Exactly right. Oh, a quick timeout. Rams, or the Sentinels will have the basketball. Rams lead by 8, 54-46 with 1:27 to go in the ball game.
Corey Bosley with 16 points on the night.
And here we go. Page gets the inbound pass. He works against Jimmy Heinball down the left side. Dribbling very close to ground, kind of double team back here. Now he picks up the dribble, throws the skip pass cross court to Frediska. He puts a 3 ball up. It's good. Jordan Frediska for 3.
It's his first bucket of the second half, and boy, what a time for him to hit it.
And right away, the lead is cut to 54-49 to 5, 1:10 to go. Take one more break. We'll be right back.
At Peak Rehab, they know that rehabilitation is like climbing a mountain. Challenging, tough, even discouraging. But reaching the peak of your performance is worth the work. At Peak Rehab, you'll get one-on-one care, a staff that's friendly and understanding, with cutting-edge technology and techniques. Peak Rehab offers physical, occupational, and speech therapy, physical work evaluations, vision rehab, and so much more. Call Peak Rehab today at 301-533-1010 and reach your peak performance.
92.3, The Train.
We'll set the stage for you. There's 1:10 to go in the ball game. The Rams lead 54-49. Rams into bonus situation. They have one foul to give before Fort Hill goes into the bonus. And the possession era is in favor of Southern. There you go.
Got it all down there, John.
All
right
that off
now,
the
I think what the
scoreboard.
Rams have to do, they have to be able to take care of the basketball. That's the biggest key.
And the inbound pass comes in to Tressler. Tressler against Frediska. Gets it to Bosley. Bosley takes it down into the lane all the way. Has the layup. Throws it in. It's good.
And that ball rolled all around about twice and finally went back in.
Rams 56-49. Under a minute to play. Here's Page. Dribbles down low. Gets it out. Three-pointer in the air. No good. That's by Meckley. Rebounds by Tressler. Tressler is forced out of bounds on the baseline, and it goes back to Fort Hill.
Yeah, that's what the Rams can. They cannot afford any turnovers.
Fredisco will inbound. In it comes to Brandenburg, out to Meckley. Back over to Fredisco, back out to Meckley, between the circles. Gets it to Brandenburg. There's a long three for him. Off the rim, no good. Tressler has the rebound, but it was knocked away, and it came right down to Kyler. He missed it. Tressler came up with the rebound, and he's fouled. And Meckley has something to say to Corey Tressler, and I don't think he wants to do that.
Well, Corey was kind of pushing off a little bit because he was getting hammered and hacked. And I think Meckley might have got a forearm kind of in the mouth, kind of.
That's 3 fouls on Meckley. And that'll send Tressler to the line. He'll shoot to 1-1. Whistle, timeout called by Fort Hill. 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. A little frustration on the hands of the Sentinels down there, and they're trying to hack and push and not getting the calls.
Well, what they're going to do is they're going to try to steal the ball, and if they don't get a steal, it looks like they're going to foul right away. Well, they fouled about 3 times on that play, and it wasn't called, so each foul got a little harder, and then Corey retaliated a little bit. And when you get a defensive rebound, I think that needs to be called right away because the guy's going to try to pivot. He's trying to protect the ball. His elbows are out. Keeps people from getting smacked in the mouth.
25.4 seconds. Rams lead 56-49. Corey Tressler at the free throw line to the left. On the 1-on-1. First shot's up. Will not go for him. Rebound is pulled down by Kyler. Outlet pass comes down now to Page in the corner. He goes baseline, throws up a little bit of a reverse shot, jump ball, Southern basketball.
And you mentioned that possession era, and very important right now. 16 seconds to go. The Rams lead 56-49.
Whistle, foul as Corey Bosley gets the inbound. That's on Meckley, and that's number 4 on him. So Corey Bosley now will shoot to 1-on-1. 6-man club along the way, chanting warm up the bus. As Bosley goes to the free throw line. On the 1-on-1. Shots in the air, good. Corey Bosley so solid all the way through.
He just had, I think, maybe the best all-round game of the year. Now, we said the last game he did that at Tressler, but I think he's played a little bit better.
Missed the second one. 57-49, 12 seconds. Here's Page. He'll fire up a 3. It's good. Won't matter. The Rams will, well, they're going to call timeout. Page with 4 threes on the night.
Well, everybody's really backed off of him and just allowed him to shoot out there because if you're up on him tight, he's going to go around anybody in this area.
Yeah.
And he has hit 4 of them, and he's missed a bunch of them, too.
Yeah, he's missed about 10 or 12.
He's 2 for 7 in the second half. I did keep it second half.
Okay. Well, there's a short timeout. We're going to keep it here. 6.2 seconds to go. Rams lead 57-52. They just need to get the ball inbounds and handle it strong, and they'll be fouled right away. Once, even if Fort Hill gets the ball and scores, it'll be under 5 seconds. I guess they could just stand out of bounds.
The Rams right now need to make sure they just get the ball inbounds. If they do turn it over, don't foul. Let the clock run.
Well, we're waiting for the Rams to come out. The Sentinels all ready to go. Bosley comes out along with Evan Lance, Jimmy Heinball, Nick Gregg into the lineup, and Corey Tressler. Lance gets it into Bosley, and Bosley's fouled right away. See who they call it on.
It's on Page, I believe.
Yeah, called it on Page, and they're going to give him 2 shots. Well, that's the 10th foul. So with 5 seconds exactly on the clock, Corey steps to the line. He's 5 for 6 at the line tonight. He'll be shooting 2. First shot's in the air, rattles it in. It's good. 58-52, Rams back to a 6-point game. Second shot in the air, rolls it in. I didn't think it was going to go. I thought it fell off. It fell in for him. Here's Page down, stops, fires up a three, misses everything. With that, the ball game comes to an end. And the Rams with a big win in the WMIL as they defeat Fort Hill 59-52. So a good ball game. Well played. Both teams very well coached and very well played. Rams, I don't know, they just pulled it out. And Corey Bosley just was the deciding factor in the fourth quarter. He just took over.
I just thought he played a great ball game. He had a lot of quickness on him, pressuring him, and he did not turn the ball over. I know Page has the ability against some teams to just take the ball from people, and did not turn the ball over, scored, just did pretty much everything you could ask of a point guard to do. Ran the show, even rebounded a good bit.
Yep, a couple of times took Page to the hoop and went around him on a pick and put it in the basket. For Fort Hill, it was all on Richie Brandenburg, and he kept Fort Hill in the match for the night. So we're going to take a break. We'll be back with our post-game show. We'll name our Oakland Brownings Foodland Player of the Game. Also have our interview with Coach Tom Bosley. We'll be right back.
What makes a John Deere a John Deere? Is it the unmistakable gleaming, dare we say loud, green and yellow colors that can be seen riding high across this great land we call My Country 'Tis of Thee? Could it be that John Deere has a bit more experience in this whole tractor thing, say 167 years worth? Is it the fact that a Deere dealer will actually come to your personal abode for a tractor checkup like an old-fashioned country doctor? Or might it be the razor-sharp, almost ninja-like perfection of the Deere Edge cutting system? How can you find the answers? Why are we asking you so many questions to help you solve these mysteries of mowing? Just come down to your local John Deere dealer, and starting at just $14.99, you can sit in that bright yellow seat and experience for yourself the feeling of being on the tractor that started it all. Nothing runs like a Deere.
List price excludes tax, freight, setup, or delivery and is subject to change. Price and models may vary by dealer.
See a full line of John Deere lawn and garden tractors at Manor Home Center in Mountain Lake Park, your local John Deere dealer.
What did your 3 to 5-year-old learn today? If your child attended Renaissance Early Learning Center in Oakland, he probably learned a letter of the alphabet, had story time, painted, and sang songs. Your son is recognizing shapes, colors, and numbers. Your daughter learns manners by visiting a restaurant for lunch and explores books at the library as she learns about teamwork. Good luck and go Rams from Renaissance Early Learning Center, the Little People Place, located on 3rd Street in Oakland, 334-2081. Brownings Foodland wishes the Southern Rams good luck during their basketball season. School sports and activities are an important part of learning, teamwork, and community involvement, as well as a great family bonding experience. Brownings Foodland knows that families have a lot of time constraints. That's why we offer hot Chester-fried and rotisserie chicken, pizza, and hoagies perfect for a quick meal, even before a game. You can always count on Brownings' friendly, helpful staff and quick checkout lines. Open daily, Route 135, Mountain Lake Park.
92.3, The Train.
We're back at Southern High School where the Southern Rams just got their record to 8-2 on the season with a 59-52 victory over the Fort Hill Sentinels, who see their record go 7-3 on the year. This was a WMIL matchup, and those are the ones you want to win. Well, you want to win them all, but especially those. I thought the game tonight was extremely well played and well coached by both teams. They put it all on the court. Just a game that the Rams just came out of on the winning side, and just a great effort.
It was. I thought it was, like you just said, it was very well played, good game plan. The Rams came in, and the only thing that I think if they'd have done a little bit better job on their defensive glass, this game, instead of being 7, might have been like 15.
Yeah, real
14, 15 points.
Real good balance by the Rams tonight, scoring-wise. Corey Bosley, you'll get to this later, but Corey Bosley with 21, Evan Lance with 10, but 11 rebounds, so he gets a double-double.
Corey Tressler with a quiet 14.
Corey Tressler with 14. Some of the guys are playing for the injured guys. Jimmy Heinball, I thought, had a great game. He had 6 points, played a good floor game. He's getting a lot of good experience.
Yeah, played very smart. Took what Fort Hill gave him. I really like his game. He's one of those guys that just does a great job filling his role.
And also Brett DeWitt gave some good time. Nick Gregg was in, got some very good time from him. And I just think an overall great effort by the Rams all the way.
Yeah, I think too. Just a well-rounded game, and we talked about Corey Bosley just doing everything, and that's pretty much what he did. He rebounded, he took care of the ball, he scored, he ran the offense. Just a super job from the point guard.
And with us is Coach Tom Bosley, the Southern Rams, as always. And Coach, congratulations. This is a real good win. This is better than the one last week at Tucker County, and I don't know of anything you can say bad. Just a nice game.
Well, I think it's a game that we're glad to win. I think it's one that could have gone either way. I know that it's a game that, with about 3 minutes to go, that we could have lost it. And then we executed down the stretch, and we did some things pretty well there. I thought, shot some free throws, hit some free throws, and that was a big key.
I just, while you were coming up, I don't know if you heard us or not, while you were getting your headset on and everything, but just a great night balance-wise by the Rams. You had Corey Bosley had 21 points, Evan Lance with a double-double, 10 points, 11 rebounds. That's unofficially what we have, at least. And Corey Tressler with 14. A great floor game, we thought, from Jimmy Heinball. Just everybody that came in stepped up and gave good floor time.
Yeah, I thought overall we did some things real well. I thought that our people that are filling in, let's say for Brad Reese, although Jimmy Heinball had a good ball game. People that are having to rebound inside and giving away a lot of size. They were big, and Brandenburg is a lot bigger than Chris Miller, a lot bigger than Brett DeWitt. We tried two kids on one, alternated all night long, tried to find out which one would do the best job, and I thought Brett DeWitt gave us great minutes. The last 3 minutes we gave to Chris Miller, and he did a great job with that, so we were pleased with that. I think overall guys that needed to play roles did that pretty well. Our scores are those three. They're our scores each and every ball game. We get Brad Reese back. He scores a little bit here and there, but we need those three guys who are in double digits to do that each and every night.
I thought it was a real good night for Richie Brandenburg from Fort Hill. He kept them in the ball game, kept them here.
He's pretty physical. He's a guy that moved into there, and I thought he had a good second half. He hurt us in that fourth period with some putbacks. They ran some screen action to him, and that was smart on their part. They did some things really well. When I scouted them, they didn't execute like that. Well, maybe the team they played didn't allow them, but I thought we wouldn't allow them, but we let them execute some things pretty well, and I was disappointed in that. I thought Page hit some threes that hurt us, but if you don't give him those, you're going to give him penetration, break us down, and get us in foul trouble. So we traded one for the other, and as long as it wasn't a game-winning three, we weren't too concerned.
Coach, I thought the biggest key to the ball game was the fact Corey Bosley took such good care of the basketball. I mean, Page has got that kind of quickness where against some teams he just goes and takes the ball, and they get too many easy scores. But Corey Bosley, not only did he take care of the ball, he had scored when Page would take a chance to go for the steal. Sometimes Corey Bosley's the other end shooting a layup.
Yeah, he's matured. He's a whole lot better than he was. He's had a great summer. He's had a great summer in preparing for this season, his senior year, and he's really playing well for us. Page has picked some people that we've scouted and just took the ball with down-shot layups at different times. And sooner or later he's going to get you, and he didn't get Corey tonight that I recall for a layup on the other end. And that's a tribute to Corey's work. And honestly, Coach Rediger spends a lot of time with Corey and with Jimmy and Brad Reese and those kids that are guards that have to handle it. But tonight was a night where Corey handled it solely in the full court. And they alternated people. They started Mackley, then they came with Page. They alternated to Mackley and back to Page for the most of the second half. So they tried to wear him down, but he's pretty mentally tough. He didn't have a whole lot of choice but to be mentally tough because he's got the roughest route. He's playing for me, and it's harder on the relatives than it is for anybody else. So, but he's mentally tough. I thought he did a great job. The thing that he does that he couldn't do a year ago is he's a good passer when he gets in there. He stuck that one into Brett DeWitt for an easy bucket. He stuck it inside to Evan for a couple buckets, and I think overall his game's getting better and better.
Coach, also Evan Lance had a very solid game. 10 points, 11 rebounds. Wasn't spectacular, but just did a nice job. Missed a couple chippies, but overall, you really got to guard him tough or he's going to take over inside.
Yeah, he's getting pushed and shoved a little bit, and that's okay. I mean, they let it happen both directions, and he started kicking it out early, and we were a little concerned. But if you notice, second half, we started to go inside with everybody. Miller hit a jumper. We wanted to hurt him in there. We wanted to make sure that we didn't become just a perimeter shooting offensive team. And, with Brad out, no offense to Jimmy, but Brad is very good at feeding the post. He also knows that it's his role. And whereas Jimmy's not confident to do that, then with Brad, then you got Corey Mosley and Brad that can stick it inside. Sometimes people are wanting to stick it in there with Corey Tressler, but that's not his role. Now, should he throw it in there he's open? Of course. Does he have that mentality? No, he doesn't, because he has the ability to score, and that's okay. Everybody can't throw it in there. That's the only option we'd have.
We mentioned at halftime, Coach, Corey Tressler needed to get into the offense just a little bit more. And Coach Yoder mentioned that y'all were working on his mid-range game a little bit. It seemed like he was either shooting the long three-pointer or the layup.
His off-season has cost him a lot of that, in that he's just worked on that three, I think, for a college mentality. I don't know whether it's not a habit, but because of practice, we don't let him do that. And I don't know. I just think he needs one great night, and he's going to throw in 30 here some night soon. And when he does that, then he'll gain the confidence necessary to do it the way we're wanting it done. Now, does he do some other things? Sure. In the fourth period, he was the rebounder of the game. No question, those last 4 or 5 times, they all went to him, and he was, well, not all, but Evan got a real key one time, too. But and Miller boxed out, and that allowed Corey Tressler or Evan Lance to get that rebound. But I think Corey's okay. He's just, we're not running sets to him as much as we did a year ago. He was our main cog. Now Evan can score. Corey Mosley can score. When Reese is there, he can score. Heimbaugh showed he can score a little bit. So it's not only Corey Tressler. And a year ago, he was our main threat. So I think our team's better because of that overall. And I think, like I say, Corey's going to explode one of these times real soon and have a whole bunch. And everybody will forget that he hasn't scored a bunch each and every ball game. But he's been steady. He's been okay.
Well, you have about an hour. We'll give you an hour and a half to enjoy this one. Then you got 2 days to get ready for Allegheny on Friday night.
Who is
Another very tough side.
Allegheny? Yeah, is that Friday?
That's Friday night.
We've been looking forward to that. I hate to say it, but I think our kids were looking past this one a little bit. Looking forward to that game, to be honest with you. We'll welcome that challenge. They're at Bell tonight. They're playing Bell tonight. I think it's an Alco, but they're playing Bell tonight. Hopefully they'll come in here. I don't care, but if they're undefeated, a little more pressure on them. We'll have a nice crowd. We had a pretty good crowd tonight. We'll have a nice crowd. Our crowd kind of sat on their hands a little bit tonight, kind of not as enthusiastic as normal. So I heard somebody behind me mention what's wrong with them. I guess we didn't give them anything to cheer about. So when you need that good defensive stop, they get into it. They help us, and they'll do that Friday night. It'll be interesting. It's been a long time since March 3rd when we lost that ball game down in the playoffs. So we're looking forward to this one.
Well, I mentioned on the pregame show, if you remember, this is Allegheny County night in Garrett County. Tomorrow night, the Garrett Lakers play the Allegheny College Trojans. Then on Friday night, you have the Allegheny Campers here. So good luck to you on Friday night. Good luck to the Lakers tomorrow night.
Yeah, I called Coach Gibson today. I didn't get through to him, but I'm sure if he's listening, best of luck to him and the Lakers, and hopefully they'll get one tomorrow, and hopefully we'll get one on Friday.
Okay, Coach. Well, congratulations once again. A nice victory, another win in the WMIL. We'll be looking forward to things on Friday night.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Coach. Coach Tom Mosley of the Southern Rams, who run their record, as we said, to 8-2 on the season. Lost the opening game to Bishop Walsh by only 4. Had a couple of shots, only 3 maybe. They had a couple of shots at the end to tie that one, and just couldn't hit them. And then lost to a very tough St. John's team out of Frederick in the championship round of the Snowball Classic. You've been waiting for me to do that all night, haven't you?
You all right?
Yeah, I'll be okay. This one, we can pretty well put it to bed, but just another great effort by the Rams overall. And they keep playing like this, we'll be here for a while.
I'd say this was a solid win over a quality team.
Very much so. Let's take a look at our stats for the game now as Roger has everything added up, and he put his shoes back on, and we'll see what happens.
Taking a look at the statistics for the game tonight for Fort Hill. They're in with 10 turnovers. They shot 22 of 66 for the field. That included 5 3-pointers, shooting 33%, 29 rebounds, 3 out of 4 at the charity stripe, 75%, committed 14 personal fouls. Also, I kept track of Mr. Page in the second half. He was 2 out of 8 from the field, 25%. Those two, however, were 3-point shots. For the Rams, they're in with 9 turnovers, actually out-rebounding Fort Hill, especially in the second half. For the game, 32-29. In fact, the Rams 16-14 in rebound advantage in the second half. They can look at the shooting. Southern shot 22 for 54, 1 3-pointer shooting 40%. The Charity Stripe, 12 of 15, 80%, committed 8 personal fouls.
Individual scoring, first for Southern, Corey Bosley, leading scorer with 21. Jimmy Heinball with 6. Chris Miller with 4. Brett DeWitt for Evan Lance, 10. And Corey Tressler, 14. For Fort Hill, Kevin Page with 14. Jordan Pradiska with 7. Robert Meckley with 4. Richie Brandenburg, leading scorer for Fort Hill with 19. And Antoine Collar with 8.
And that adds up to 59-52 in favor of the Rams. Program notes. We'll be back on the air tomorrow night for 7 o'clock airtime, 7:30 tip-off when the Garrett Lakers face the Allegheny Trojans from Cumberland. I'll be there, I think, along with Bill Ewing. And the girls play tomorrow night. And, Coach, where the girls play?
They are at Allegheny.
So they play at Allegheny High School tomorrow night. Of course, Coach Yoder will be going down there with them.
It is Allegheny week.
Yeah, it really is.
And that's a big game. Allegheny, I think, with only one loss. They were undefeated. They lost to Bell last night, yeah.
Yeah, sure did. Then on Friday night, we'll be back here at Southern High School when the boys host the Allegheny Campers. That's a 7 o'clock airtime, 7:30 tip-off. And it gets crazier and crazier. Next week, it's Tuesday night. Kaiser comes to town. On Saturday night, Williamsport comes to town. And we just go through this. This is a very tough month for the Rams.
Yeah, it is. Both the boys and the girls getting